Hey friends, how are you doing? I'm Stephen McMahon and I'm the Artistic Director for Ballet Memphis. Thanks for tuning in tonight for another live stream of some of our repertoire. I'm so grateful to you all for being here. I hope you're doing okay and that your loved ones are safe and healthy. And I also wanted to say thank you to everybody who has donated to Ballet Memphis's relief fund. These are difficult times for everybody, but your generosity means so much to us. You can find out more about our relief fund on our website. So for tonight's stream, we're going back to 2018, fall of 2018, it was our fall mix. This program was inspired by Memphis music. And so there were 3 pieces created for that, and I created the final piece, which is called Unapologetic. And it was in collaboration with Unapologetic, a local recording label and creative company. I was introduced to I Make Mad Beats, and I talked to him, kind of pitched my ideas about what I was thinking about for this particular piece. I talked to him a little about what was important to me. I really, really wanted to have a piece in this program that highlighted the great musical talent that was currently shaping the Memphis musical landscape, and I definitely found it. These guys are excellent. I Make Mad Beats invited me to their studio, and I spent some time sitting there watching, kind of blown away by the unbelievable amount of creativity that was happening. And I noticed above the door in the studio that they had kind of a mission statement, maybe even a manifesto about what they believe and how they approach their work. And when I read it, I knew that that was the content for the piece. There was a concept there. And so I kind of looked at the mission statement and started to think, what words could I think about that define this mission statement? So I came up with a few. I came up with 5, and I ended up separating the work into 5 sections. And I thought about these 5 words that I think people need to embody to live a creative life unapologetically. So those words were discipline, fearlessness, individuality, vulnerability, and community. And I took those words back to the gang, and I can tell you that as soon as they sent me the music back, it's like they completely got it. Like they jumped inside my brain. And that doesn't happen very often, and I was floored. And so I started to kind of work my concept, and I got with the guys. They came in, they kind of saw our dancers moving around, kind of started playing some music live, and it went from there. So we'll talk a little bit more about the process after the performance, and you're all also going to get to hear from some of the guys at Unapologetic. They're going to talk to you about their experience. But until then, I think we should just go ahead and watch the piece. How about that, right? All right, here we go.
got grind, I save my time. 10,000 out my wrist. 10,000 hours with my wrist. 10,000 hours on my twin. 10,000 hours on your 10,000 hours with my wrist. Look.
what goes on beyond my mental world. Would you be into what I've been thinking, or watch me sink underwater? Cause we are not the same, but I'll do whatever it takes to turn the page with you. Ooh, we've got a lot to learn, so much to earn. Let's earn it on purpose, as long as I'm with you. Cause I saw the street signs that said they were under. Now I'm coming from up under, in search of a good life, a good life. In search of a good sparrow sitting and carrying wood. Have I said too much already? Misunderstood. Narrow valley, quiet and dry, looking for my empty-handed reason why. Still on the way. Still on the way. Nothing filler, not defined. I'm a crow on mesmerizing to bark my hide. Wishing killer, so I try. I'm riddled and disposed, but I know I'm fine. Sail away. Can I keep it on? Keep it on the other side. Can I keep it on? Can I keep it on? Keep it on the
What's going on, everybody? I'm Kid Maestro with Unapologetic, and just wanted to talk a little bit about our experience working with Ballet Memphis for this collaborative project we put together. Um, so Stephen approached I Make Mad Beats about doing this collaboration, and when he brought it back to us, we were all extremely excited. I think the first time, this actually wasn't the first time we had worked with dancers. We did a piece with um, was it Royal Studios?
Yeah.
I Make Mad
Sub
Beats
Royal.
with the
Sub
Rella
Royal.
remix.
Yep.
Um, that was an amazing experience. I Make Mad Beats did the score. I did a lot of the mixing for it, but it was a live score to a bunch of kids doing kind of remix or a different take on the Cinderella story. But this was a completely different project, a much larger scale, because the team had much well evolved over time. So we had a meeting and we discussed kind of these different themes on how we wanted to go about making the pieces based on individuality, commonality. You guys remember what the other ones were? I'm drawing a blank here.
Vulnerability was one of them, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They were all picked from our manifesto, so I can just kind of look up right now and look at it. Individuality, vulnerability. I don't know. These are all phrases and not words. You know. Yeah.
Oh. Well, there were five themes, and we based off of our mission statement, and we just got together and made some music, had some ideas, made stuff on the spot. It was like me, CJ, Cameron, I Make Mad Beats. We all met up and watched them dance, and then scored something, and then they took that and made some beautiful pieces. And then when we took that and wanted to do it live, so we kind of took what they were doing based off our rough ideas and put together a live performance, and it was amazing. Yeah, Aaron James, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this was like a year and a half ago now, and I can definitely still say it was one of the most like unique creative experiences or creative endeavors I've ever been a part of. And I think what I enjoyed the most about it was just how much of a collaborative experience it was. It wasn't just like okay, you guys go off and do the music and we'll do the dance and then we'll get together like, you know, the show day or whatever. Like I really appreciated being able to like sit in on all the rehearsals. And I remember Steven, even when we started working on Carrie Wood, the one song that I led during the show, he even came over to me as they were kind of choreographing and going over and was kind of like, hey, what do you think? Like, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? And just like little things like that kind of throughout the process to really make us feel like we were a part of the show. You know, it wasn't like we were just the musical accompaniment or whatever. Like we were, you know, a very integral part of what was going on. And that was that sort of feeling of togetherness. That sounds super lame. Like we were all friends, but seriously, like we all kind of like, you know, it wasn't two separate entities. Like it was, you know, we were both kind of putting our ideals and sort of like what we were talking about earlier about the core values in each of our mission statements and kind of unifying those. And I think that really came through and just the whole process. It was very, very fulfilling and definitely something I'm not going to soon forget. But it was an amazing experience.
Yeah, man. I think you know, when I think back to what happened and how it all came together, and then, you know, just the how many shows do we do? I think 6 or 7. Yeah.
Man,
it's a lot.
Yeah. 6
it's
or
quite
7.
a few.
Yeah. And you know, and for us, that's something, you know, brand new for us, right? To do 6 or 7 shows in the same location, you know, in that kind of a time span. And to do that and to have, a fresh new 250 people every show witnessing this new collaboration that, um, that was new to us. Like even with every show we did, it was like we were in the audience too, because we had just never done anything like that before. And it was something that I knew that at some point we had to do again, because of how much we enjoyed the process. We're such a big fan of not just the results, but enjoying the process, enjoying the people that we work with, and hopefully being a collaborator that provides the same kind of energy in a collaboration. And we're just eternally thankful for Steven and for Ballet Memphis for reaching out. Big shout out Amelia as well, for making it happen. And yeah, shout out to Ballet Memphis. Shout out to the friends we made in the process. And yeah, it was amazing.
Well, that was the show. I'm really grateful to Unapologetic, those guys recording that video for us to talk about their experience. I want to say that those guys are so kind, so generous. They truly embody creativity and passion and all the words that we used in the piece. Um, and they're definitely real champions from Memphis, and I'm blessed to know them. I really am. So we're here for some questions. If you have them, you can direct them to me. You can put them in, ask some of the guys if they're online, if they might want to jump in if I forget some stuff, but whatever you want. I'm here for you. Come on, y'all. I know you got questions. I even put my glasses on so that I can read them. Well, let me tell you a little bit about how the collaboration kind of started. Once we got into the studio, um, the guys had sent me some little samples of some music for me to start kind of playing around with. Um, but then when the guys came in and they started playing live, things shifted a little bit. I think one of the my only notes to the guys were, I was like, this music is perfect. I just need some parts to be longer. So for me, normally when I choreograph, the music comes first, and then I create the steps from there. And this process was similar to that. I did have to spend a little bit more time with some of the music. I wanted to find a lot of different levels within it. Um, and the guys really kind of helped pull out the parts that they felt were like that needed to be pulled out. Got a question here from one of the dancers in the piece, actually, George Sanders. He asked what made me choose Unapologetic. Um, I'd seen Unapologetic perform live locally before, and I'd seen and heard some of their music before that. And I was just really taken by the experience that they were able to create. Like it was obviously about music, but it was visual and it was felt wrapped up in a whole experience, and that's what I wanted to give the Ballet Memphis audience. And I knew that that Unapologetic had a fan base in Memphis and beyond, but I wanted people that were Ballet Memphis patrons to also get to know these guys and see their creativity. I would love to collaborate with Unapologetic again. I think that now we've got this one down, the next one would be even better. I'd love to do something longer, something in a different space, maybe outside. I saw an Unapologetic show at Rail Garden, and it was amazing. The energy there was incredible. So I'd love for us to dig back into and see what we could come up with, because I think we've got a good vibe. All right, y'all. I'm really, really grateful for you all tuning in. You can always ask me questions offline. I'm always available for y'all. But be well. Hold on to all your loved ones, and we're gonna get through all of this, and we'll be back on the stage so soon. I just believe it. And thanks to our friends at Unapologetic and everybody who helped me navigate this technology. I think I did a little bit better than I did the first time, but I'll see you all soon. Thanks so much. Have a really, really great night.